Salve, salve pessoal, Gronco na área, foi mais um vídeo aqui no canal. Chegou finalmente a próxima parte do Expresso Oriente, né? Final de ano, Natal, Ano Novo, muitas viagens, enfim. Então, voltei pra casa e vim gravar o Expresso Oriente, porque senão minha namorada fica reclamando, né? Então vamos lá, o Poirot e seu bigode lhes dão as boas-vindas pra parte, se eu não me engano, 4 ou 5 do Expresso Oriente, até me perdi já. Aqui a gente parou na parte, né, da policial, né, da detetive, falando o que aconteceu com a Daisy, né, a menina que foi raptada. E voltamos aqui, né, e vamos continuar de onde paramos, tá? O que temos para fazer aqui é esse joguinho aqui. Qual é a ligação entre Sra. Locke e Ratchet? Uma foto do bicho de pelúcia da Daisy encontrada no lixo do Ratchet. Então, deixa aqui. A senhorita Locke é policial. Eu acho que é assim. Beleza. Mostrou ela, né, olhando o Ratchet, né, investigando, né, olhando ele, observando ele. E agora temos que continuar os interrogatórios. Tem 6 passageiros que eu preciso interrogar, né? Então vamos lá. Vamos procurar esses passageiros. Acho que aqui eu já interroguei, não?
Não. But could you answer a few questions for me?
I'm grateful you found my ticket, Poirot, but now is not convenient.
I certainly didn't expect such a resistance.
Será que eu
I
bati?
need to be sure before accusing the captain.
Ok. Não tem como interagir aqui. Vamos ver no próximo vagão. Não tem como interagir aqui. Aqui tem. O que é aqui? Acho que é o meu quarto, né? Acho que é o meu quarto. Aqui não tem como. Aqui também não. Aqui foi onde a gente encontrou a policial, né? Desmaiada. Beleza, tá.
Most of the passengers pass by the bar during the day. They eat, drink, write. Maybe I can use this information for my investigation.
Vamos começar. O que é pra fazer? Qual é a maneira de se descobrir se alguém é destro ou canhoto?
No, not good. No, this is wrong. But
Quem é Sr. Foch? É o cara lá, o...
No, it is a flight of...
Achei que seria do book. Vai que tem.
It could work. He appears to be an observant young
Eu acho que é o barman, não é?
Passengers regularly.
Eu acho que é o barman lá que deu a... Se alguém é destro ou canhoto.
Nice. Yes. If I ask them to write something trivial, they may do it instinctively with their dominant hand.
Qualquer um faria isso. Meu Deus.
Adequate. Yes, I will remember which people use their right.
Bom, espero que ele lembre, porque eu não lembro.
Et voilà.
Espero que ele lembre, porque eu não lembro.
Debenham, I have a few questions for you.
Of course.
Let's start with your movements last night.
There's little to tell. I went to bed and slept.
Did you know the man who was killed?
I saw him for the first time during lunch yesterday.
Did you notice anything about him?
Well, if I believed in auras, I might say he seemed dark.
Would you mind writing your address on this paper for me?
Not at all.
Destra.
That's it. Mademoiselle Debenham is right-handed.
Ok.
Do you recall what time Mademoiselle Olsen went to get some aspirin from Madame Hubbard?
I remember glancing at the clock. She left our room just after 10:30 p.m.
Was she away for a long time?
About 5 minutes.
That confirms what Madame Hubbard told me. Do you smoke by any chance?
No, I never have.
Do you own a scarlet nightgown?
No, it isn't mine.
Whose then?
I don't know. What do you mean?
You do not say, I have no such thing. You say, it isn't mine. Meaning that you know who it belongs
É,
Oh,
pega no
I
pulo do
see.
gato.
No. I woke up this morning about 5 a.m.
Eita.
with the feeling that the train had been standing still for a long time. I opened the door, and I saw someone in a scarlet kimono some way down the corridor. Her back was turned. It was impossible to see who it was.
I understand.
Ok, acabou.
Thank you for your assistance, mademoiselle.
Beleza, vamos interrogar a mulherzinha aqui agora.
Mademoiselle, I am sorry to disturb you, but I need to ask you a few questions.
Are you the investigator?
Sim, senhora.
We are lucky you are on the train.
Ah, vai
What
tomar.
do you want?
Vai se ferrar, cara. Você é o investigador? Dá aquela torcida no bigode? Sou eu mesmo. Sério, cara, que personagem incrível, velho. Sério. O Poirot não tem igual, cara. Sério. Mexe no bigode. Sou eu mesmo, gata.
I hear, mademoiselle, that you were the last person to see the murdered man alive.
I do not know. It may be so. I opened the door of his compartment by mistake. I was much ashamed. It was a most awkward mistake.
You actually saw him?
Yeah. He
Yeah.
was reading a book.
And what did you do after that, mademoiselle?
I went into the American lady, Mrs. Hubbard. I asked her for some aspirin, and she gave it to me. I usually carry extra aspirin for the refugees, but I gave mine to a camp in Turkey. They needed it more than me.
Entendi. Cara, o alemão é sueco, mas esse Ya aí... É enfermeira. 46. Esse Ya aí deu... Ya!
Little grey cells did not let me down.
Deu toda a pinta que é sueco. Porta de conexão.
Did Mrs. Hubbard ask you whether the communicating door between her compartment and that of Monsieur Ratchet was bolted?
Yes,
And was it?
yes.
And after that, what did you do?
After that, I went back to my compartment, took the aspirin, and lay down. That was around 10:50 p.m.
Is there anyone else in your compartment?
Yeah, a young English lady. Very nice, very amiable.
After the train left Vinkovsky, did she leave the compartment?
No, I'm sure she did not.
Why are you so sure if you were asleep?
I sleep very lightly. I am used to waking at a sound. I am sure that if she had come down from the berth above, I should have awakened.
Did you yourself leave the compartment after that?
Not until this morning.
O pessoal tá aguçado na resposta, mané.
Do you have a scarlet silk kimono, mademoiselle?
No, indeed. I have a good, comfortable dressing gown of Jaeger material.
Do you smoke, mademoiselle?
No, I can't stand the smell of tobacco.
Concordo. Cheiro de cigarro é horroroso.
Perhaps you will be so amiable as to write me down your address.
With pleasure.
Destra.
Mademoiselle Olsen is indeed right-handed.
Na maioria das pessoas vão ser destra, velho. Muito raro ser canhoto. Inclusive eu sou canhoto. Minha namorada fala que eu sou canhoto Nutella, porque eu uso o mouse com a direita, eu arremesso no basquete com a direita, eu só escrevo com a esquerda. Eu tenho muito mais controle com a direita que com a esquerda. Eu só consigo escrever com a esquerda, só isso. O resto é tudo com a direita. Aí ela fala que... Só que desde criança eu usava tudo na direita, né? Então... Ela me chama de Nutella por isso. Uma contradição.
This is
No.
wrong, but I'm never far from the truth.
Tá.
I do
No.
not think that's the right answer.
Que vai acontecer de merda, aceita Olson. Ah.
No, no,
No?
no, no, not good.
Ah.
Strange, this story. If Mademoiselle Olsen is such a light sleeper, why didn't she tell me about Mademoiselle Debenham getting
Yeah.
out of bed? She even made a point to tell me the opposite. That was easy.
Foi fácil, só errei 2 vezes só. Tá. Continua os interrogatórios. Então, vamos confrontar a senhorita Olson. Caralho, a mulher vazou, mano. A mulher vazou, meu parceiro.
I'll observe her instead.
Destra.
I'll keep an eye on them instead.
Destro. Destro.
Nice.
Destro.
Adequate. That was easy.
That was easy. Destra. Destra. Rapidinho. Eu tenho que ver o outro eu não consegui ver. O outro é destro também. Ele tá segurando a alça com a direita.
That's the right answer.
Beleza. Quem usa vape? Tá. Muitas perguntas a serem feitas.
Monsieur Fauché, may I disturb you for a moment?
E observa.
Of course, how can I help?
It is, of course, about the murder of Monsieur Ratchet. Can you tell me your movements last night?
I understand. Yesterday evening, I took a break at Vinkovsky station with Hotaru. We then went to our
Vinkovsky.
quarters in the staff accommodations, a section of the luggage car. Freya was there reading, and I went to bed right after. Freya is there now, I think, and Hotaru is in the kitchen. They can verify my story.
What time was this?
11:30 p.m. or a bit after. The snow is beginning to fall heavily.
I see. Thank you. Can you write your address on this paper, please?
You want to pay me a visit?
Who knows, Monsieur Fauché?
Essa pergunta aí teve malícia. Senhor Fauché, você é um safadinho. Você quer se adentrar ao meu
Are you a
bigode.
smoker?
I'm trying to quit, but yes, I'm now down to just 1 pack of cigarettes a week. If you're looking for a heavy smoker, you should talk to Hotaru.
Thank you, Monsieur Fauché. I'll come back to you if I have more questions. Monsieur Fauché,
Of course.
Ué, não dá pra
Thank
pedir.
you.
Ué, não é pedir pro cara pra ele observar o bagulho? Eu, hein? Tá.
The train still hasn't left.
Ah, não me diga. O capitão óbvio ataca. Tá. Restaurante. Ah, o book.
So, Poirot, I hope you are progressing in your
Ô, mas tu
investigation.
é chato, hein,
I
irmão?
have not finished yet, but it is progressing, yes. I still have many questions that must be answered. I'll report to you as soon as I can.
Ok. Vamos falar com o senhor Rotaru, que está passando mal, hein? Tá querendo dar aquela cagada. Vou dar aquela barrigada.
Monsieur Maury, would you have a few minutes to give me? I have some questions to ask you.
Do I look like I can answer questions? The room is spinning. My head is about to explode.
You were celebrating last night?
Celebrating when Freya always wins. Ah, what am I saying? If you want my answers to your questions to make sense, help me recover. You see there, the magnet on the fridge. That is
Puta que o pariu, o cara enche a cara. É um pinguço e eu que tenho que resolver o problema, velho.
I might survive long enough to answer your questions. John knows the recipe very well. He can help you with the preparation.
Very well, Monsieur Maury. If I must,
Caralho, os
I will
pinguços é
make you
foda.
your day after survival tonic.
Acho que parece ser francês. Chefe 55.
I must admit I'm not right this time.
Ele não tem 20 nem fudendo. Ele não é francês? Pô, ele parece japonês não, só porque tem o olho puxado, velho. O nome dele também. Eu li o nome dele errado, velho. Cadê o nome dele? Ah, Rotaru Moria. Realmente. Eu li o nome dele errado.
I can use this lemon squeezer to get juice if I find fruit.
Ok. Espremeu legal. Onde que tá o inventário dessa porra? Aqui. Meio suco de limão, 150 ml de água com gás, 6 folhas de hortelã e 50 ml de suco de gengibre. Água com gás. Cara, tem bom gosto. Água com gás é muito bom. Que é isso? Soda.
I'm missing half of the tonic ingredients.
Gengibre. E aí? Tem que espremer aqui de novo ou não? O que eu tenho que fazer aqui? Ele falou que alguém sabe fazer, mas quem? Tá. Banheiro. O que eu tenho que fazer aqui agora, velho? Ah, tá. Ele que, o cara que vai fazer. Entendi. Achei que eu que ia fazer. Tá, então eu peguei tudo, né? Não, folha de hortelã. Onde tem folha de hortelã nesse caralho? Aqui.
I have all the ingredients for Monsieur Maurice's tonic. I have to go and see Monsieur Fauché so he can prepare.
Fauché? Ô, mas que caceta, hein, mano. Porra, o cara enche a cara e eu que tenho que fazer o tônico pra ele, velho. Foda, velho. Essa vida de investigador não é fácil, não.
Monsieur Fauché.
Of course.
Monsieur Fauché, I need your help to prepare a cocktail.
What is this phrase? This is music to my ears. What can I fix for you? A mojito? A gin and tonic? Or perhaps a martini? Shaken, not stirred?
It's not for me, but for Monsieur Maurice.
Ah, his day after survival tonic. Unfortunately, I know it well.
Here is everything that was listed on the magnet.
Excellent. I can take it from here. Mr. Poirot, I'm uncertain about the lemon juice. Is it half a lemon or a full lemon for the recipe?
Tá escrito na receita, seu animal.
Half a lemon.
I can't remember if Hotaru prefers it with ginger or without. Do you remember?
Receita. Receita. Só lê. Leia. Receita. Sabe
I
ler?
can assure you that he will want the ginger.
O cara fez esse tônico várias vezes e não lembra.
There you are, sir. Hotaru will be himself again.
É foda.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Ih, vai tomar no cu. Eu, hein. Fica fazendo perguntinha pra mim, porra. Tá achando que eu sou Sherlock Holmes, porra? Já fiz várias vezes esse tônico. Ué, como é que faz mesmo? Porra, aí é foda. Toma, enfia no cu
Here
essa
you go,
merda.
Mr. Maurice. I hope this will help you.
Thank you very much. Please give me a moment while this takes effect. It will be a while, I'm afraid. But I will not move from the kitchen.
Since I have to wait, do you know where I can find Mademoiselle Nielsen?
She is in the staff quarters in the luggage car. If the door is locked, John will have the key.
Thank you. I will return. I hope you have a speedy recovery.
Ai, pai do céu. Só trabalho. Tem que investigar, fazer tônico.
It's locked.
Quem tem a porra da chave? Jean. Quem é Jean? É o tiozão lá do corredor, que fica no corredor? Ou esse cara aqui que é o Jean? É.
Monsieur Maurice told me that you are the one who has the key to open the luggage car door. I will need it.
Yes, that's right. Here it is. Please don't forget to give it back to me.
Não
I
vou.
will not forget, Monsieur.
Não vou devolver. É minha agora. Pau no seu cu. Não vou. Não vou devolver.
I have a favor to ask.
Não quero.
Could you visit the passengers who are in their rooms and explain there has been
Ah,
an
agora que vai
error
pedir o
with their
negócio.
allergy and diet form?
But, Monsieur Poirot, I've made no errors.
Of course not. Call it a computer error.
Yes, it is possible, but even if I can see this is part of your investigation, I do not understand it.
I would ask that you observe which hand each passenger uses.
Ah, you wish to know if they use the right or left hand when they write.
That is my intention.
I will take on this mission for you.
Excellent.
Você não tem que compreender, irmão. Você tem que fazer, tá ligado? Deixa a mente pensante para Poirot e seu bigode.
That's it. It's open now.
Você não precisa pensar que tá aberto. Só abre a porra da porta. Ih, cartinha.
A deck of cards. I suspect they were reading diamonds and spades instead of books.
Uma biritinha.
Empty rum bottles.
E aí, cachaceira?
Hello, Mademoiselle Nielsen. May I ask you a few questions?
I don't have a minute. My career is ruined, and it's not my fault.
But how did this terrible thing come to pass?
My supplies, passenger luggage, our living space. There is so little room. I gave the cargo handlers in Istanbul strict instructions how to stack my crates containing the ingredients I need for my desserts. So as one box is used up, it can be discarded.
And these fools of cargo handlers did not follow your instructions?
Ignored completely. I have 4 crates that must be moved from there to here to correct the order they are stacked. But placing the wrong crate on top of a smaller crate will crush it, its contents, and my career.
Calm yourself, mademoiselle.
Oh, pai, mais trabalho.
So, the problem is these 4 crates must be moved there. But carefully.
Yes. I have to move these 4 boxes from this location to here. But there is not much space to move the boxes, and I have to be careful never to put a bigger box on top of a smaller one, or the smaller crate will be destroyed.
The problem is clear. I shall assist you.
A mulher quer andar 5 metros de... Aí é pica, irmão. O que é pra fazer? Tô interagindo. Ué. Ué.
I have to move these 4 boxes
Oh, mas que cacilda, hein?
from this location to here. But there is not much space to
The
move.
problem...
Tá bom. Ué. Tá. Porra, aí é foda. Puta trabalho do cacete, velho. Pronto. Porra.
Et voilà.
You are a lifesaver.
Or at least a dessert saver.
Thank you. Thank you. I will gladly answer your questions.
Já foram 2 trabalhos que você me deu, hein, minha filha. Eu, hein.
Can you tell me your movements of last night?
Last night after dinner, I stayed in the kitchen until 12:15 a.m. Then I joined Jean and Hotaru in our quarters. Then all of us read quietly in our beds until we fell asleep.
A very studious staff. However,
Ela deu uma pausa dramática ali que claramente ela pensou no que ela falar, velho.
Pursuit as the others. And these rum bottles, do they have something to do with his hangover? I rather think that you didn't just read last night.
What makes you say that?
I spoke to Monsieur Mori. He seemed to be quite hungover. He even asked me to make him his day after tonic. He blurted out, "Freya always wins." Wins what? Looking around, it is clear you were gambling and drinking most of the night.
Isso, cara.
You don't understand. It's late when we're off duty, but we need to unwind. And now there's been a murder? Yes, I admit it. We went overboard last night. But please don't tell Mr. Book. It's against regulations. We could all be fired.
Mademoiselle, I realized your difficult jobs had been made more difficult. But as you say, there has been a murder. I must have the truth.
Of course. I'm
Eu,
so
hein?
sorry.
It's not such a crime.
Como é que você tem a audácia de mentir para meu bigode, velho? Eu, hein?
Would you mind writing your address on this paper? I'm asking everyone on the train for addresses, in case I need to contact them once they leave the train in Paris.
I understand.
Mais uma destra.
Yes, that's it. Mademoiselle Nielsen is right-handed.
Meu Deus, não precisa fazer essa cara de felicidade porque a mulher tá escrevendo, não, velho. Calma.
Do you smoke?
No, I never have.
Thank you.
É isso.
Thank you for your answers, Miss Nielsen.
You're welcome.
Ok, todo esse trabalho é para 3 perguntas imbecis. Ah, um bigode.
Golden mustache.
Golden Mustache. Todo esse trabalho de mover caixa, igual um arrombado, para 3 perguntas simples. Aí é picanho. E aí, queridão, já terminou aí a sua ressaca? Acabou?
How are you?
It's better. Thank you.
Then may I ask you some questions? It will not take long.
Quickly, please. I have hungry passengers to feed.
E eu tenho um assassinato para resolver. E aí, qual é o mais importante, amigo?
Très bien. Can you tell me your movements last night?
Oh, nothing special. When I went off duty, I joined John and Freya in a compartment. I read for a short while, then went to bed early.
Reading? I'm not sure you have recovered enough to tell me the truth.
Acabei de te
Don't
ajudar com
waste
ressaca,
all the
amigo.
energy you have recovered to lie, Monsieur Mori.
Yes, sorry, Mr. Poirot. You're right. It obviously wasn't reading that made my head hard like that. But if you told Monsieur Book, it could mean my job.
I will keep your secret, but I am investigating a murder. You must tell me the truth.
Thank you.
Please write your address on this paper.
My address? I don't see why.
Cala a boca e
I think I
escreve.
hear Monsieur Book approaching.
My address? Yes, of course.
Essa foi boa. Mais um 10.
Right-handed person.
É, porra.
Not surprising. Most people are. You are a heavy smoker.
My job. It is very stressful.
Would you happen to know who vapes on the train? A banana flavor?
Oh, yes. The smell disgusts me. What is wrong with the good tobacco?
I do not have time to answer that. Who is it?
I've only seen one person who vapes. It's Captain Arbuthnot.
Captain Albert.
Ok.
I see.
Beleza.
Testimony was invaluable to me. Thank you. Take care, Monsieur Mori.
Muitas
My palate
informations.
depends on your good health.
É, vê se não vai vomitar na minha comida, hein, porra. Se orienta. Ei, pode ser da frente, amigo?
Here is your key. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
About the little favor I asked of you.
Aha, but of course. I was able to get new allergy forms from guests who were in their compartments. Monsieur McQueen, Monsieur Masterman, Count and Countess Andreni, they are all right-handed. I also asked Princess Dragomirov, but she had her assistant, Madame Schmidt, sign for her. She is right-handed as well.
You have exceeded my expectations. Well
Beleza.
done. Thank you, Monsieur Fauché. I'll come back to you if I have more questions.
É, agora sai na minha frente, eu, hein. Para de rebolar essa bunda aí andando, pô. Tá, o que falta fazer agora? Quem fuma? Ela fuma. Não, ela não fuma. Ele fuma.
Good job.
Mó cara de fumante. Não fuma.
This is
Não, ele fuma.
but I'm never far from the truth.
Essa careca não... Essa careca...
Yes, sir.
Well done.
Essa careca é claramente fumante. Não fuma.
No, no, no.
Porra, todo mundo
Not
fuma
good.
nessa porra, velho.
You smoke. Well done.
Saco. Todo mundo fuma essa caralha. Tudo fumante, essa porra. Tá, tem que interrogar o Capitão Arbuthnot. Tem que confrontar a senhorita Olson também. Cadê a senhorita Olson? Não, legal que ele abre a porta do banheiro, não foda-se, né? Se alguém estiver cagando ali, é isso, irmão. Ué, mano, cadê a senhorita Olson, velho? A mulher meteu-lhe o pé, filho. Vazou vazante. Tá. Não. Não. Esse aqui é o meu quarto, né? Eu sempre confundo. Segunda classe. Ai.
Captain Arbuthnot, I know that you are the only person on this train to smoke e-cigarettes. We found a vial of e-liquid at the crime scene. Will you talk to me about this, or should I pass on what I've learned? to the police?
All right. Come in if you must.
I have just a few questions for you.
Very well. Let's hear them.
The young English lady, Mademoiselle Debenham, was at the Tocatlian Hotel. Perhaps you met her there?
We exchanged a few words. Fellow Brits abroad, that sort of thing.
What can you tell me about Mademoiselle Debenham?
Nothing whatsoever. We barely spoke.
The director of the Orient Express, Monsieur Bouc, thinks the assassin is a woman.
And that is enough to accuse her. She had nothing to
Ué,
do with
nem
this
conhece a
murder.
mulher que tá defendendo
How can you
ela?
be so certain?
The idea is absurd. Ratchet was a perfect stranger to her. She'd never seen him before.
Ah, did she tell you so?
Well, yes, maybe she did. She may have commented once upon his somewhat unpleasant appearance. If a woman is concerned, as you seem to think, to my mind, without any evidence, I can assure you that Miss Debenham
Como é que tu sabe que é
could
sem
not
prova?
possibly be implicated.
Eu, hein?
It is clear that the captain is defending Miss Debenham, a woman he supposedly doesn't know very well. What were you doing last night around 1:15?
1:15? I believe I was still talking to that young American fellow, Mr. McQueen, the secretary of the man who was killed. We were in his compartment.
He was a friend or acquaintance of yours?
No, I never saw him before this journey. We'd hit it off at dinner, and the conversation continued into the early hours.
Until what time was that?
Until 1:45 or so. Then I retired to my room and went to sleep.
There
Ok.
is nothing you can recall last night that in any way struck you as suspicious?
It's nothing, a mere detail.
Allow me to be the judge.
Well, before returning to my room, I went to the lounge car to get a glass of water. When I was passing through the first-class corridor, I noticed that the door, which is just after your room, 201, was not quite closed, and the person who was inside peered out in a furtive sort of way. Then he closed the door quickly. I know there's nothing in that, but it was the furtive way it was done that caught my attention. Struck me as a bit odd.
I understand.
Ok.
Thank you for letting me know. Could you write down your address here, please?
My address? If you insist.
Mais um destro.
This man is right-handed. Is this e-cigarette liquid yours?
What flavor is it?
Banana.
Well, that is awkward. That's my flavor of choice. But I have no idea what it was doing there, whatever.
Can you explain how it ended up there?
I have no idea. I never entered the man's room, Poirot. That's the truth.
Thank you, Captain.
You're welcome.
Ok. Tem alguma coisa pra investigar aqui? Ou é só interrogar mesmo? É só interrogar. Tá, eu tenho que confrontar. Tá, tem isso aqui, conclusão. Ah, mas o álibi pode ser forjado, velho.
Captain Arbuthnot is the only passenger to smoke an e-cigarette. Even if this liquid in Ratchet's room is a solid clue, he has an alibi. I cannot accuse him without any.
Ah, não pode descartar o cara, né?
My little grey cells did not let me down.
Não pode descartar o cara como suspeito, filho. Ó, tem 3 linhas de investigação, né? Tá, tem que confrontar a senhora Olson. Onde que ela tá, essa mulher maravilhosa, velho? Que legal, seu quarto. Ótima dica, viu? Obrigado. Que eu sei muito bem onde que é o quarto dela. Será que é esse aqui? Não, esse aqui é o... É aqui?
Pardon this intrusion, Mademoiselle Olsen, but something you told me earlier confuses me.
Oh, please, come in.
How can you be sure Mademoiselle Debenham was in bed all night?
As I told you, I am a very light sleeper. The slightest noise wakes me up. If Fraulein Debenham had gotten out of her bed, I would have heard her. I got up this morning around 8 a.m. She was sleeping soundly.
Confronto.
Are you certain you would have heard her?
Yes. Why are you asking?
I spoke to Mademoiselle Debenham and she told me that she got up around 5 o'clock in the morning. She opened the door and looked down the corridor. It was then that she saw a woman in a red kimono. How do you explain that?
I think I must have been sleeping very soundly not to have heard it. Oh, but does that make me a suspect?
I am not accusing anyone, mademoiselle. Do not worry. I am just trying to determine what happened last night. Thank you for your testimony.
Ok, e aí? O que eu tenho que fazer agora? Álibis. Quem tem um álibi que pode ser confirmado por outras testemunhas? Sr. McQueen ficou conversando com o Capitão Arbuthnot. Sra. Debenham ficou dormindo de acordo com a senhorita Olson. O Sr. Michel foi ver a senhora roubar. E a Sra. Nelson ficou com o Sr. Mori e o Sr. Foster.
That was easy.
That was easy. Informe Book. Ok, vamos lá. Falar com Book. Muitos questionários, muitas interrogações no caso. Ele podia andar um pouquinho mais rápido, né? Just a little, só um pouquinho. E anda, e anda, e anda. Vai, 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 vai. Vai, 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 vai. Ué. Ah, tá, restaurante. Vai, 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 vai. O aeróbico tá em dia. Vai, 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 vai.
So,
Boa.
Poirot, I hope you are progressing in your investigation.
There is no trace of the murder weapon on the train, as yet. The killer could have hidden it anywhere.
It must be somewhere.
Indeed, as you say, it must be
Yeah.
somewhere.
Algum lugar vai estar.
According to Dr. Constantine's report, the stab wounds were made by at least one right-handed and one left-handed person, and with different strength. For the moment, everyone I have checked is right-handed. It is impossible to draw any conclusions as yet. However, I still have a few people to interrogate, notably the Russian princess.
You still have many avenues to explore?
Indeed, the case is far from over, mon ami.
Mon ami.
I identified the person responsible for the bottle of liquid for the vape found at the crime scene.
So, this is our culprit? Do we hold him?
No, unfortunately, this bottle belongs to Captain Arbuthnot, but he has an alibi, confirmed by Monsieur McQueen for the time of the murder.
Monsieur Book, Monsieur Poirot.
Mas é muito esquisito ele sair pra dormir logo no horário do assassinato.
Weapon in her room. She's very upset.
Let's go, Poirot.
Ih, achou a arma. Pam, pam, pam. E voltamos pro aeróbico. Vai, 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 vai. Pra comer a sobremesa. Anda, anda, anda. Vai, vai, vai. Vai, aquela caminhada vigorosa, vai. Vigorosa, vai. Isso, Poirot. Quando o autismo bate. Vai. A senhora Rubar é aonde? É do lado da minha? É aqui.
I demand to be allowed to leave this train.
Madame, we
É,
are in the mountains,
fica à vontade pra ir embora.
trapped in a snowdrift.
Stating the obvious, there is a murderer among us. He had the audacity to hide his weapon in my room.
Please, Madame Hubert, take a deep breath and tell us what occurred.
A faca.
Where did you find the knife?
I wanted to get a handkerchief from my purse, and when I opened it, I saw it. A bloody knife. Am I next to be murdered?
I very much doubt the murderer would give you his weapon.
What do you mean?
Madame, he would have used it.
Oh, my head.
Você
Did
tocou
you
na faca?
touch the knife?
Of course not. What a question.
I will take that as an
Calma, minha tia. Agressiva. Eu, hein? Eu, hein? Virar.
Is this knife the real murder weapon, or is it a red herring?
Tem que falar com o médico para ele comparar a faca com a ferida no corpo.
Mrs. Hubbard is distraught, Poirot. I should stay with her. Please go on without me.
I have every right to be distraught. Thank you, Mr. Book.
Oxi. E agora? Tá, tem a prove que a faca é a arma do crime aí, viu? É isso. Onde que ele tá mesmo? Tá no quarto da menina, mas onde que é o quarto da menina? Esqueci. É aqui? Não. Esse aqui é o meu. Ele tá na segunda classe, né? E a caminhada continua, filho. Meu irmão, o cara vai atingir facilmente aí uns 10 km andado. Tá, aqui é o capitão. E entra no quarto de geral. Foda-se.
Dr. Constantine, we may have found our murder weapon. We need to make certain.
There is a pretty quick way to be sure.
I have estimated the depth of the wounds. You can easily find the depth of each wound by comparing the width. There are 5 of them that I am not sure about. Test them, and then we will compare our results.
I will do as you say, Doctor.
Eita porra, calma.
This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth.
Tá, parece um pouquinho menor. Então aqui?
No, not good.
Ou é o mesmo tamanho?
This is wrong, but I'm never far
Tá.
from the truth.
Menor. Acho que é o mesmo tamanho, não?
I do not think that's
Ou é
the
menor?
right answer. Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer.
Menor ainda.
I must admit I'm not right this time.
Beleza.
That's the right answer.
É que na ilustração a diferença parece minúscula, mas pra faca, porra, é.
There can be no doubt. You found the same depths as the estimates I made during the preliminary autopsy. I can assure you that you hold in your hands the weapon that took Ratchet's life.
E a mulher acordou.